Think of Microsoft, Apple, Uber, it doesn't matter. Name the business. They always had these second, third, fourth in command. Jeff Bezos didn't create Amazon by himself. We cannot, as team leaders, as visionaries, think we can do it all. And if you put the right people in place around you, like I said, entrepreneurs, go-getters, hungry, they're never going to do as good as you will say in your eyes. Because I know Adam knows he can do better than, let's say, me, right? That's always something you're going to think. Just like I think I could do better than someone else. But you've got to trust your people, and they'll deliver for you if you deliver for them.
How do you use your team to open more businesses so you can make more money without adding a bunch of extra stuff in, extra headaches, and even better, at the same time, support your agents in a more positive way? What is up, everybody? This is the Reside Platform Podcast. My name is Suneet Agarwal. I'll be your host. I'm one of the founders of Reside, and I own real estate companies in California. And today we have an amazing guest. I'm stoked. I haven't seen your face in a while, dude. So it's good to hang out with Mr. Koby Sway. Koby, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Good to see you, man. Like I said, it's been a while. It's fantastic to see that smile. Fantastic to see those guitars in the back, too. I missed our rooms, man.
Yeah. Cool. Good. So Koby is coming to us from Omaha, Nebraska, which is I love Omaha, by the way.
Big city, right? Like,
it's a great city.
They got power. We got people here.
Dude,
right? Like
that steakhouse, I still remember that was great.
Yes.
So from Omaha, and GM of the Briley team, which we're going to get into, owner of Motto Mortgage Top Tier, owner of We Insure Top Tier,
yes,
and owner of Top Tier Title.
Yes.
Dude, that's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff.
Sounds awesome. And that's why I have you on today, because you are an expert, no doubt, in what we started. How do you use your team to open more businesses, to make more money without adding a bunch of extra stuff in? And you guys also still do the construction deals too, right?
And we flip houses. Yeah, we do some
I forgot to add that.
Yeah, we even have that. Now, I don't play with that, right? Like I know my limit. That's not a piece that I play in. But another benefit with our agents is, again, some of them do work with and partner with our owners in those businesses.
So Adam Briley is the founder of the Briley team, and you guys were friends. You aren't a real estate. Do you even have a real estate license?
I actually do.
Okay.
I never sold a house. I got it. I don't tell people
because you had to, right?
Yeah, pretty much I had to, but yes, yeah. I technically have it, but I've never used it.
Yeah. So, and I think that's great, because you can't tell everybody. When I first met you, I thought it was great. You were pretty new to the job, right? And tell everybody like where you came from.
Yeah. So I think what's made me always, one of the things that makes me successful is I don't know anything about real estate. I tell people that all the time. I'm not a realtor. I don't want to be a realtor. I'm not a real estate expert. And I think giving that outside perspective is huge. A lot of owners, it doesn't matter what business you're in, you have these blinders on and you don't see them. It's like somebody walking in your business and noticing dust that you walk past 50 times, or noticing holes that you just don't see because you're so in it. So I came from corporate America. I worked at Verizon and AT&T, and I worked there for about 15 years combined. And so my background was opening up cell phone stores and managing cell phone companies. And I did that, like I said, 15 years. And my wife's been on the team for, now it's going on 12 years.
Oh, wow.
But, so she's known Adam and Stacy pretty much since we moved to Omaha, Nebraska. And Adam has always taken her under the wing. And Adam and I joked for a long time about working together, and COVID hit, and he's like, you should come work with me. And I was like, I know nothing about real estate. He's like, you'll be fine. We'll figure it out. In 4 years. So,
dude, that's so great. And I just love that story every time, because you absolutely helped grow the team.
Oh, yeah. We went from 10 realtors, about $100 million in business, to about 1,000 homes a year, $300 million in real estate alone. We have about 50 real estate agents. And the businesses that you mentioned, those are all businesses that we've started in the last 2 or 3 years. So we've definitely grown dramatically in a period of time.
Yeah. So that's, for all the team leaders out there, like when we always joke, like, you need a Koby, but good luck finding one, right?
I know people try to recruit me all the time. We go to events. Adam's like, how much does somebody offer you to fly out there?
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck finding one. So I think that's a good lesson to talk about, although not the topic of this specific podcast. So for those listening, if you can find the right incredible ops guy, it might be underneath your nose, right?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's like an operation manager is really what it is. And it's sometimes outside work, sometimes internal works. And I've tried both, even for like a coach, because we've hired a sales coach, and I've tried outside to try to get that magic, if you will, a second time. And it didn't work. And now my coach that I have on the team is a former realtor. So it's not always going to work, but the outside, in my opinion, if you can find someone that works at a high level that has an entrepreneur mindset, but an implementer, it's deadly.
Dude, yeah, I think that you nailed it, because the entrepreneur mindset, but is an implementer.
Exactly. Because the visionaries, right? No offense to me, but you guys have your heads in the clouds and you're
I implement hard too, bro.
Yeah, I'm not saying you don't. Normally, visionaries don't. So I'm not saying that you are. I'm saying most visionaries, they got their head up there and they're thinking ahead.
Absolutely. I work with so many of them. However, like in Reside and stuff, like for example, in Reside, I'm in the dirt every day implementing stuff, right? Well, I mean, it's also fun. So let's talk about the team success.
Sure.
You guys are number one team in your state, right?
Number one team in Nebraska.
Feels good, right?
Yeah, it feels good. That feels good. It's again, you've got craziness going on. You got the world changing, you got all these things. And people said you need experienced agents and you can't take agents off the street and train them. And it takes so long to onboard them. And there's a lot of doubters out there, right? And we had the same thing here. Just so many doubters are like, you'll never have a team over 15. That's insane in our city. And there's a lot of people out there trying to copy and replicate and duplicate and steal, and that's great. But anytime you see that, it's a compliment. So, I mean, I do a career night, and I see people doing career nights. I have my stuff on Indeed. I see lots of ads on Indeed. I see people try to do mortgage and insurance, and they try to duplicate what we're doing. And you got to chase your own path, man. You really do. You got to chase your own path. Otherwise, you're not going to be going down the right direction.
I love that. Yeah, when we started coaching, you guys had just a few agents.
Yeah.
It was short, and I was all recruit every week, recruit, open a business, recruit.
Well, you kept saying that, and Stacy was, Adam and Stacy were like, recruiting, like, we got to get these guys Navy SEAL. We got to have high producers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and the Navy SEAL team is great. And we try to have a Navy SEAL team at a large scale, right? Like, I don't want just a body to body. I'm not here to have 100 people sitting around by any means. No. And we still try to have a Navy SEAL approach. We still try to have, I've got a coach holding people accountable. In my opinion, that's the number one thing you can do to drive production. And so many people get it wrong because they think accountability is yelling at people, telling them what to do. That's poor management. It's literally, oh, Sunit, you said you're going to do this. Why not? Oh, well, do it better. And then they think they impacted somebody. It's like, you do not want that relationship with your people. If you catch them, when you only talk to them when you catch them, they're constantly going to be on defense and scared of you. So.
Yeah. I mean, I always tell people, you're not going to be a good leader until you've been a shitty leader.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have lots of years experience being a shitty one in all kinds of different businesses, emotional, shitty, just firing stuff off from the hip, and it just takes growth and repetition. Like, I don't think leadership that part of it comes natural to many.
No.
So, and especially realtors, but we could go down a rabbit hole there. We're here to talk about making money again. We keep us starting to verge off.
Keep us in line.
Yeah. So, real quick on the team, what are you guys doing for leads?
So today we work with Zillow. Actually sit with Zillow Premier, board members. So I sit with some of the top people in the country with Zillow.
Oh,
and,
you're on the board now?
yep, I'm
I
on the
didn't
board
know
now.
that.
Yeah. So I got on the board. I've been on there about a year and a half, actually, year and a half. So sit with the best of the best and try to figure that out. We have Zillow Flex, and we work with Google, PPC, and then obviously we're focusing on some other things that we're trying to brand, like Fellow. That's another good lead source that we use as well.
Yeah. So, what kind of website do you guys running right now for IDX?
We use Sierra Interactive, and then
Okay,
Follow
good.
Boss is my CRM.
Follow Up Boss. Good. Hell yeah. I think I told you guys about that too. I was like, you got to get a Follow Up Boss.
You've been talking about forever, and I'm like, no, Sunit, we're not going to do that. And then I was like, okay, we'll do it.
Yeah, and good.
Listen to our coaches, guys. Just listen to them.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I'm actually glad that you said Sierra and Follow Up Boss, because I don't know what you know about our company, Reside, but when people join our platform, it's different than coaching. But we give them Follow Up Boss loaded with all our stuff, and we give them a Sierra side too loaded up. So it's the way to go.
It is, because it's expensive. You want to get a Sierra site, Sunit? We spent a ton of money setting it up, a ton. And same with Follow Up. We spent a ton of money.
Yeah, you did. I mean, Follow Up Boss costs a bunch of money, so that's something cool that we know. But so anyways.
There really is. You guys, there's a lot of investment on somebody who's an expert setting it up. I can tell you, I tried to move. When we moved from Boomtown to Sierra, I'm like, I got this. It's like, dude, you pay a professional a ton, tens of thousands.
I did too, right? So good. So you guys are running Google leads.
Yep.
You guys are, out of curiosity, give me a general number for budget on Google? PPC.
We do about $12,000 a month.
Okay. So hefty.
Yeah.
So you're running the Google at 12 racks a month.
Yep.
Through Sierra. Is that through Sierra?
No, I'm using Preston. I'm using
there you go.
Digital
our Digital Maverick, right?
Digital Maverick. Yes, I knew I'd get it wrong. I always just say I've got Michael in the corner, right? I got Preston and Michael. So
Michael.
Yeah. And John's like, using our company. What is it? I'm like, I don't know, John. You just take my money and let me talk to Michael. Okay, like, Michael, take my money, like a classic realtor. Take my money and make it happen.
So $12,000. That includes their fee, and then you get the leads.
Yes. Yep.
Good, dude. So you're probably getting a shit ton of leads from PPC.
Oh, leads.
A lot.
Where did scale back a few times? I've had to scale it back. We have too many leads.
Yeah, I bet. Are you running any Facebook leads?
We're not doing any Facebook leads,
dude. Nope. Let me tell you, I run them always on like all my listings, and I get leads for $2 all day long.
You know, I shouldn't say that. Let me back up. I use Whitley. I apologize. We do have. That's the only thing we do, because I don't do it. Whitley does it. I have Whitley, and yes, we do get actually. I got 100 leads this month alone. Actually, it's July, I should say. I got 100 leads in July from those listing ads.
Yeah, it's the best way, Whitley.
Yeah.
I remember I told you guys about that too. I was like, gotta get Whitley too.
You tell us to set up, we set up. It's like, this guy, man.
But it worked out.
Yeah.
You guys sold 1,000 houses last year, right?
Yeah. No, I'm not upset about it. Yeah, we did just show up. We did 950, 948.
Number one. You guys, everyone out there watching, back when I was number one of something, I used to say it a lot, and Adam and Koby used to give me so much shit about it.
All the time. Number one. And what was it? The top 52?
Fifth biggest economy in the world. Good times. Okay. So
back on track.
So you're running and then where do the Google leads go? Do they go to the agents, or do they go to ISAs, or what? Or what's happening?
I've always been a huge proponent. We've tried both. I have a couple ISAs too. I don't like other hands on the cookie jar.
Sure.
Personally, I don't like running it that way, and I like them going directly, just right to the agent. And we do a round robin. We do lead days, lead ships, and we just round robin them out. And you have to earn your way to get to it.
How do you earn it? Conversion or leaderboard points or something?
Yep. Just keep it simple. Conversion. And we want to see notes and calls in follow boss, I should say. It wasn't Sierra, but in follow boss.
Yeah, good. Okay, so no real ISA program. I mean, good. Look, I still got ISAs.
And I still have a couple. I'm not saying I don't have any. I have a couple, but
VAs or local?
both. I have one local, two VAs, but it's very minor. They touch the smallest percentage of. It's basically old leads we can't get a hold of.
Cool. And then what do you do to make sure that follow up happens on the leads and lead shifts?
So we spot check, right? We have a spot check system that we use. So my coach will randomly pull agents. You don't have to check them all. Just spot check them. Just say we're looking at Sunit and be like, hey, I pulled 7 leads. And I found 3 of them you weren't calling. I'm going to guess you're not calling the rest. Why go through the rest? So simple spot checks.
Good. So you guys hired a coach on the team?
Yeah, I've got a sales coach.
Is a sales manager?
She's a sales manager. Yeah.
Tell me about that. That sounds cool.
Yep. So she's a sales manager. She helps with, so I onboard an agent. They do group coaching. They do one-on-one. They do accountability meetings. They do diving into writing offers. I mean, we have 4 meetings a week, essentially, when an agent starts. And she's basically spearheading that of, what to say, where to go, how to navigate the buyer's contract, or how do I write my first offer, or how do I get an offer accepted? And we saw a massive lift when we hired the right sales coach or sales manager, whatever. The agents found massive appeal with knowing that there's someone that can help them side by side versus on their own and guessing.
Good. Okay. Good. Let's get into mortgage.
Let's do it.
Dude, tell me about mortgage. Are you guys killing it? Offline, you said you had a couple good months, right?
Well, huge. We've been open now 2 years. We did our first loan 2 years ago at the end of July, early August. And we work with Mono Mortgage, which is a franchise, and they kind of help you set up nearly everything. And I remember having a conversation with them. You obviously introduced us, right? We talked about it. You're in our year, and you were telling us, like, sign up. And mortgage is actually one of the things that makes me the most excited. I've had a branch manager. I've had no branch manager. I've jumped in. Today I have a branch manager that's probably one of the best in the country. But I've jumped into files and loans, and I'm like, I thought it wasn't the Wild Wild West, but it's awesome when you can call a client and tell them they're pre-approved, or you can really help them with that home ownership piece. Now, I know realtors out there picking out the house, but when you help them finance the house, it's a whole different conversation when you talk to someone and you say, hey, you know what, Sunit, you didn't know you could buy a house? I could get you a house. They're like in tears on the phone talking to mortgage officers. And realtors don't, I'm not saying they don't have that experience, because you're showing them and they do have that experience, but I absolutely get excited about mortgage just because of how cool it is to say yes to people, right?
Dude, I think that's great that you have a branch manager, because for the longest time, you were basically the branch manager, weren't you?
Yeah,
pretty much. When did you hire that branch? And for the sales coach too, for the longest time, you were basically that sales coach too.
Yes, same. It was the same for the real estate office. And we found, like, where there was a ceiling, a glass ceiling, I could only recruit, manage these other ancillaries, these other companies. I could only do so much. And it's very hard to get your brain wrapped around each business, because you talk to a loan officer differently than an insurance agent, than a title officer and a realtor. And if you try to run your business ticky-tacky, like, it'll explode. So we hired a branch manager early at Motto. Sadly, it was the wrong one. And I was just constantly micromanaging it. I was constantly like, and this is something that I know a lot of visionaries and operation managers struggle with, is giving the control away, because you can do it better than them. In your mind, you think you can do it better. So in my mind, I'm like, I can manage the office better than a branch manager, right? But I don't know anything about mortgage, but I know how to manage human beings better than anybody. But when a client was having issues, well, how could I help the loan officer? The loan officer came to me and said, Koby, what do I do? I go, I don't know. So the branch manager is invaluable, because they can help you navigate some of these tricky situations. I can help keep my people happy, right? I'm not saying that, but I was a branch manager, if you will, quote unquote, for a long time. And it's deadly, because you put a glass ceiling on your head. Yeah, I could manage the office, save a few bucks, and my profitability was fine. Now having the right branch manager, my profits went from like this to like this in a matter of 90 days. Like I didn't even think I could make money most of the time in mortgage. And now we do great. I'm not going to say that it's the best ever because I'm never happy, but
Yeah.
it's,
It could always get better.
yeah. I mean, I want to double my business every year, no matter what the business is. So
Good, dude. Good. I like that. Is the branch manager in production too?
and he's in production. Yep. So he's in production. He's got to sit down with his LOs. He helps me with recruiting. He helps me we have processing now too. We got a processing company.
Do you have in-house processing?
We're in the middle of switching it to third party.
Oh, really?
Yep. So I have all the paperwork. So
Dude,
we should.
I like Wemlo, bro. I don't know. I'm happy with Wemlo.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. That's great. Yeah, it's just everybody's different, you know. But I've got in-house processing today, and I sit next to them and chat with them, and yeah, it's an extra expense. But so we've got in-house processors, we've got loan officers, we got LOAs, we got branch managers. I mean, we've got close to 8 people working with us now. Actually, 10 starting next month.
Wow, dude, getting after it.
Yeah.
Where's that? Oh, and that Motto office, I've been by there.
Yep.
It's in that building.
Yep, it's in the same building. We have all of our companies in one building. So I've got my real estate, mortgage, title, insurance, all in the same office. We can all spend time together. We all have meetings together, team builders. We treat them like not like all one business, but we kind of incorporate them all as a family, if you will. It provides amazing synergy, Sunit, because now I have a loan officer makes a mistake. Good luck showing up at a team builder. A loan officer makes a mistake. Good luck showing up at the team meeting because you're going to see these realtors. You can't dodge my realtors. And it's the same with my realtor. If they make a mistake, they can't dodge one of my people in another business, right? We all talk, but it provides great synergy. It really does. And they actually problem solve a lot more by having that synergy.
How is that capture rate for the business?
As far as from the real estate office to the mortgage office, over 30%.
Solid.
Yeah.
Bro, solid.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. We're probably in the high months, 40%.
Yeah, solid. For someone listening to this, what's one piece of advice you could give them to increase capture rate?
Really go to your agents and ask them this. When a real estate agent goes and meets a client, we'll keep it simple. Let's say it's an internet lead, and they meet the internet lead and they're talking to them. They show them a couple houses, and then all of a sudden the real estate agent calls the client and they can't get a hold of them, and they're like, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know why I can't get a hold of them. I thought we hit it off with my client. And then we call them from another number. Maybe I follow up with the client. I go, hey, what's going on? And they say, hey, you know what? Your real estate agent just wasn't as sharp as we needed. The mortgage loan officer that we were talking to convinced me to work with his friend that's been doing it for 25 years. And I feel like they're going to do a better job. The mortgage loan officers will steal business from real estate agents and send them to who they want to work with. So by having somebody in-house is going to resell your brand and your realtors, especially coming from a team where we work hard. We work dang hard to have the right realtors, and sometimes they're newer. Sometimes they're struggling. And it's hard when you meet an internet lead and you met with them for 30 minutes to build a fantastic relationship. But maybe this loan officer's talked to them 17 times and they've talked to them a lot, because when you talk about mortgage, there's a lot of personal information they're sharing and they're spending a lot of time. Maybe it's 3-4 hours over what period of time. The realtor doesn't get that long of a shot. And I found a lot of realtors were getting their business stolen from loan officers, and they were honestly saying negative things about our realtors. And I was fed up with it. Honestly, I was tired of my loan officers, not mine, I should say loan officers in the city, putting them to people they wanted, because the loan officer wants to look like they're providing value to their realtor partner. So they would take that internet lead, push it to that realtor partner. Now that realtor partner's got a new lead, and they would send them reciprocal business. If you're not doing that, your real estate agents are losing business, and they're not seeing value, and they're not getting synergy. And here's what, on the flip side, if a mortgage loan originator makes a mistake, guess what? That realtor can call the owner, and it happens all the time, and says, the loan officer made these mistakes. You need to help me fix it. The difference is, when we didn't own the business before and the loan originator made a mistake, I couldn't call and make an impact. The loan officer would dodge our questions, would not answer the phone, would play shadow games. There's no shadow games. So it's
Dude,
great.
two great reasons.
That's what I'm saying. It's huge. And then just to put a cherry on the top, think about this. A lead comes in, we'll say from Google, and I get a realtor to call them from my team, and now I get my loan officer to call. We're both calling a client to convince them to work with our companies and our brands, and you reshare that lead. And if like, oh, they're ghosting my realtor, my loan officer calls and says, hey, go on, he's the best realtor in the city. It's a win-win. I'm telling you, it's a win-win.
Dude, those are great reasons. So, talked about the team, top team in Nebraska. Shout out.
Appreciate it.
Talked about the mortgage, which is killing it. Sounds like it. Our great capture rate on a top team. That's what counts. Shit, right?
Well, and again, like I think John says this all the time. You guys, what I think we struggle with as team leaders, as teams, is we want the perfect system, the perfect process, the perfect this. Yeah. And once we build it, they'll come. You guys, bring the people and blow it up. Because as soon as your Tranual and your follow-up boss and everything is great, right? You know what I'm saying? Like once you have all your right stuff in place, right? Like you think they're going to just show up. You guess what? They're going to poke holes in everything in your business at all times. So don't wait around. Like my mortgage office, is it great? Absolutely, because I have some great people in it. But we got plenty of problems. Trust me, I have problems all the time. We're not perfect by any means.
Number one, my first real job was mortgage, and I ran a mortgage company before the dispensary biz, and I killed it, dude. And I like mortgage and the sales, and it's different now. However, like that's where I earned like my sales chops was on the mortgage.
Yeah, you got to be good on the phone with them. Holy moly!
But I want more mortgage business, and you know what else too, dude? That people forget. Is there's a refinance boom on the horizon.
Yep.
I don't know where it is.
They keep moving. They keep moving.
It keeps on getting moved. But for example, my new house is not new anymore, but I bought a house last couple of years.
Of course.
I got a 6.5. Fuck, dude. Like 6.5 when I started building it, I was getting quoted like 3s.
Yeah.
So 6.5. I can't wait to like pull out a bunch of money and like build a sick pool and then still have hella equity and have like a 5% rate.
I know.
Right. So many people are going to do that. Think about how much money that's just going to, flow. It's just people just refinancing because everyone's got equity and a good rate.
Absolutely. And if you capture some of their indicators, like you said, interest rate, it's easy. Hey, Sunny, we did a deal together 9 months ago, man. Like just checking in with you. I got a great rate today, right? Like you're going to have a better, conversation than that. But essentially like you can get another deal. Real estate agents can't really call and be like, hey, Sunny, like it's a different referral.
It's harder to, get an investment or something. Yeah. Or get a referral.
Yeah, totally. You could call and talk about investment, but it's way different. So again, you got to make sure that you provide the best service. Again, the last thing I want to say is you cannot set a company up and say, guys, use my business or you're not going to work here.
That does not work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. You can't force the hand. You got to provide the absolute best service. And sometimes you're not the best at the time and you can't get frustrated when a real estate agent doesn't pick your company or your brand. And there's better options out there at that time. So you cannot force a bad product either. And a lot of companies do that. I'll tell you, I worked at AT&T and one of our biggest competitions was a cable company. And the cable company made it very clear, if you didn't bundle with them, they screwed you on their internet or their cable or their home phone. And you force clients to buy a ton of services they don't want and they have resentment. So if I force my realtors to use my brands, there's massive resentment. Massive.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Dude, that is so cool. Good. So you went from mortgage and you guys decided to crack open insurance.
And we cracked insurance open the same month.
That's right.
We're crazy. We started the exact same.
But however, they were both franchises.
Yes, both franchises.
Tell me, what's the capture rate on the insurance out of curiosity? Got to be lower.
So actually, no, that's not true. It's actually higher. It's higher. You'd be surprised. It's higher. It's close to 50%.
And you have that one dude in there, or who's working there?
Well, they're not that new anymore, but I've got just three strong, badass females. Like they're just to me killers. And I've always, I mean, you know this about me. I try to surround myself with the best of the best. Honestly, I feel so confident that working with a badass female, just it's awesome to see how they treat our people. And insurance agents, they're just running circles around these people because they care about what's going into it. Insurance is like a disaster right now. It really is.
Well, bro, in California, it's horrible.
It's crazy. So like these females, and not because they're female. My point is like females have always done a great job of getting to another layer empathy wise with people. Right?
100%.
You know what I
100%.
mean? They just do. And
I don't know how to do that. Straight
no, it's not my skill either. You
Yeah.
know, so it's not my skill, but we know it's. So I've got three females in there that are just kicking a lot of ass, and the insurance is kind of crazy right now because they're changing a lot of things, and sadly, they're doing a poor job. The industry is doing a poor job of explaining that your $1,000 deductible doesn't exist anymore. It's now gone to percentage, and that percentage is going to scare people. When you have a hail damage storm in Nebraska, you're going to have a $10,000 deductible. Your roof is 11 grand. People can't afford $10,000 deductible.
You kidding? That's horrible.
It's terrible. So they're my people are taking time actually saying, hey, you know what? There is a better premium. That's what we look at, right? Our monthly premium. There's a better premium across the street, but the hailstorm is this. Wind is this. Flood is this. And insurance companies are writing circles. They call them riders. They're writing riders around your policy that are saying, if you have this, it's this. If it's this, if it's this. It's no longer if you have a fire claim or a water claim or a hail claim. They're doing some things. And then, don't get me wrong, they're doing it to help their businesses because a lot of insurance companies, I think 9 out of 10 of the top companies in the country lost money in 2023.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's getting crazy.
Yeah.
California, like these wildfire areas, it's insane.
It's crazy.
We have all these houses up here, bro, that like the insurance is ridiculous.
Won't even, or they won't touch them. We have flooding here.
They won't touch us. Government ran. Yeah.
It's terrible. But yeah, we actually started at the same time, both companies.
I recall that now because I had done insurance too.
Yeah.
However, the franchise model was not available in California at that time.
Yep.
And I don't think We Insure is still available in California.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So the way I did it, I haven't made any money. Sounds like you guys are really surpassing me on the insurance side. Good.
Well, it is. So insurance is a 3 to 5 year play. It's a completely different conversation. So
you guys are writing 50% of the buyer's policies. So you're stacking.
We're stacking a lot. Yes, we are stacking a lot. We're actually at $1 million premium or book, if you will, in a short
dude, that's
period.
great.
No, it is. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's insane when you really think about how much we've done. And what's crazy is that when I would first try to open, I would call these insurance agents. And just like mortgage officers, I was like, hey, you should come join me. I don't know. And I literally, this is my pitch. I don't know anything about insurance, mortgage, right? Whatever I was calling, I'm like, I don't know anything about insurance. You should come join me because we're going to make the number one insurance office in the state. And you're like, why would I come join you? You don't know anything about insurance. And I go, I know one thing is we have a brand that is some of the best in the country. I've got leads, I have technology, and I have the willingness to figure out how to be the number one. Most of the people you surround yourself, and most people you surround yourself, honestly, they say they want to be number one, but they're golfing all the time. They say they want to be number one, but they're sitting around making complaints or lack thereof. So that was an interesting ride to get that off the ground. That was insane. But yeah, no, we do really well with insurance. We still lose a lot of money in it. You know, so like when you think about a mortgage, you might make $2,000, let's say $3,000 on a mortgage. When you do an insurance, you get $100. You know, so you got to think about what the combo is.
Yeah, good. So then you guys did a joint venture for a title company.
Yep, we did that about a year ago. It was last summer in June. We did a joint venture for title.
So in Nebraska, is it title and escrow? Are they separate or title handle?
Yep, they handle both.
Okay, so you handle both.
Yes.
So you have a title and escrow company.
They're all handled on one person. So title and escrow is all in the same office.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's how it is here in Northern California. In Southern California, it's usually separate.
Okay. You usually go through an attorney. Is that what you do?
No, here we go through a title escrow office, and they do both. In Southern California, there's a title office and an escrow office. I have so many homies in Southern California who own escrow only companies, and let me tell you, those fees in Southern California are high. I mean, it's they make money, like the average fee. But I don't know anyone in Northern California with an escrow company. Is different. It's like a line drawn down the middle of the state where it's different rules. So you guys got title escrow.
Yep.
Been open for a year. What's that look like?
Today we have over a 70% capture rate on the buy side, of course, because the buyer picks
70%.
Yep. And the buyer picks obviously. So on the sell, I don't put in the listings, right? It's just like insurance and mortgage. I don't want to throw in listings. But it's crazy the level of experience that you can provide. I mean, think about when you meet, I'm going to say this again, but when you meet an internet lead and they go, man, I've never bought a house before. It's okay. We're going to figure this out together. Like we're going to figure this out. I might know someone. Let me help you. Like that's what realtors do today. Most of them, right? When they come and work with our office, hey, Sunit, I got you. I've got a mortgage officer that will take care of you. Hey, you know what? You're going to need homeowners insurance. I got you. And you know what? You need title and escrow. You need someone you can trust. I got you. Not let's figure it out. We've got people you can trust, and they all resell their brand. So think about that. They talk to title. Oh, who are you working with? Sunit. He's the best realtor in the city. Oh, who are you working with? Sunit. All four of my companies are synergized to say, and they are, in my opinion, we have one of the best services we provide when they work with one of our companies. They really do. So it's not just, yes, I'm not reselling it. But no, it's been great. We do about 45 to 50 closings a month out of our title offices. Yep. So
good, dude. Good. You guys really put it together. I remember when.
We've all talked about it. One day. And we have it now.
Dude, that's why I asked you to be on here, because I'm over here like still saying the same message. My shit hasn't changed a little bit, but mine hasn't changed. And you guys did really well.
Appreciate it, man. Well, that means a lot.
I don't take any credit, but you guys did really well on fucking just putting it all together. It makes me happy. Let me ask you. Is there a manager for each of the businesses?
There's a manager for each of the businesses. All of the businesses have a separate manager. There's a branch manager for mortgage. There is an agent in charge for insurance, which is obviously the manager. And then we have a general manager for our title company. I've got a sales manager / sales coach for the real estate office. I try to sprinkle in the best that I can for all four offices. And I'm focused heavily on developing the number one process. And I've always been, just like you, Sunit, I've looked at what are my current bottlenecks and how can I eliminate that from your plate as, let's say, the manager of the office. The manager at the office shouldn't be working those huge boulders. I'm going to help move those boulders. All four companies have separate managers.
Who's managing the flipping business? Is that where Adam hangs out?
So yeah, Stacy actually handles that.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
but Stacy's the boss. She's the one that's the general contractor. She's the one GCing every project. She's managing all the finances, the numbers, the trades. She's got her own crews. So Stacy's actually, I say this like jokingly, but maybe Adam's not a manager of any of the businesses anymore. But he knows.
Or maybe he never was.
Yeah, Stacy would say she's always the manager, and then she joked. She's like, "All your businesses lose money, mine make money." So, and it's just a really good thing. I think at the end of the day, it's partnering with people you trust, giving that. And people say this all the time. They're like, "Koby, what is it that Adam did or Stacy did to give you kind of autonomy?" And you've got to be willing. It's a struggle for me too. You've got to be willing to trust your people, man. Like, think of any large business. Yeah, think of any large business. Like, you think of Microsoft, Apple, Uber, it doesn't matter. Name the business. They always had these second, third, fourth in command. Like Jeff Bezos didn't create Amazon by himself. We cannot, as team leaders, as visionaries, think we can do it all. And I think that if you put the right people in place around you, like I said, entrepreneurs, go-getters, hungry, they're never going to do as good as you will say in your eyes. Because I know Adam knows he can do better than, let's say, me, right? Like that's always something you're going to think. Just like I think I could do better than someone else. But you got to trust your people, and they'll deliver for you if you deliver for them.
Dude, that's so good. We need to make that one into a reel. That was a good clip right there. You'll see that on Instagram soon with the tag. Good.
But it's so true. Like,
it is so true. You've nailed it.
I micromanaged so many businesses, and I'm telling you.
Oh, dude, me too.
Yeah, and your people are smart, dude. Hire the people around you to kick a lot of tail, and you're embarrassed, like, oh, they're better than me. Yeah, I've got Adrienne, who Suni, is 1,000 times more organized than me. She's my operation manager. She's the smartest person I have. She's a genius, and I have no problem admitting she's way better than me.
Yeah, like if you invest in the right person, like the ROI on that is incredible.
Yeah,
the ROI is incredible. Now, finding that person is not going to be easy. But is anything ever easy? No.
Most lottery winners are broke.
Yeah, good one. So, team leaders out there who want to start ancillary businesses, if you were to go back 4 or 5 years ago, where would you start?
You know what? Anybody can call, text me, email me anytime. I would answer any questions. If I go back, I would have started a mortgage office first. 100% start the mortgage 100%. Office first, because the amount of business, like I said at the beginning, the amount of business that realtors and mortgage officers, the roles they play in each other's relationships, it's massive how much each of them need each other. I would have started that first. I love the franchise model personally. I love it. Like literally, right. I would do that all day long. It's expensive. You get less money. There's a billion reasons not to do it. But here's the deal. It's simple. I love Shark Tank. And I think Mark Cuban says this a lot. 70% of a watermelon's always smaller than 90% of a grape. And I fully believe the franchise model, in my opinion, you make less, whatever. We all make less.
Not that much.
No, you actually make more if it's done right. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But on paper, it pencils as if you make less.
We got a top line expense that ain't that bad. That is worth it.
Yep. I would start mortgage first, and I would have started sooner.
That's the thing is, and I remember when I brought it up to you guys, you had an MSA that you liked.
Yes. A massive budget too. We're getting money, Suni.
Sure. Same. And it's always a risk. Yeah. And it sucks to have to not be able to spend for money. Like mine was for realtor.com leads, and it was from 10, 20 grand a month on realtor.com. There's a lot of dough. And losing that, what's that?
We're getting 10, 20, on 3 other lead sources.
Yeah. So and losing that sucked for me, right? But, and that's where it is, right? But also, and I remember having the conversation with you. I remember having the conversation myself with my longtime MSA. I don't want to have to negotiate with somebody every month where he doesn't get enough deals.
Yes.
Right? I don't. No. And you guys are entrepreneurial. I was an opening mortgage. I wish I would have done it sooner, right?
Same. I would have done it absolutely.
I wish I would have known about Motto sooner, honestly.
Same.
I think I did. And I just thought it was no, Mr. Know-It-All.
And honestly, I kick it down the road and I go, once I get my real estate team to where I want them. I did my own thing. I went from 15 or 20 and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to rock the boat. And it's like, dude, you're never going to be ready. It's just it's like having a child. People are like, I'm waiting till the right time. Just have a child. It's going to be wrong even when it's ready. Because you don't know. I was like, what do you do with this thing?
Yeah, right? Same.
I'm like, what do we do? I don't know anything about kids. So
that's so good, dude. I love seeing your guys' photos. on social media. So keep on posting. Good.
Appreciate it.
Well, man, if somebody wants to send you a referral or something, how do they reach you?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You can friend me. You can message me. I'll give you my email address, KOBY at thebrileyteam.com. Shoot me an email. I would
Easy.
love to sync up with anybody.
Dude, congratulations on the success, man. You guys did really good.
Appreciate it. Well, you did a great job of really highlighting. That's what I love about having a coach is, again, it doesn't matter if you sell one house or a billion houses. My wife has a coach and she makes a lot, sells a lot of houses. And a coach can look in from an outside perspective and point out things or mention, like you did, mention things we weren't even thinking about. Just challenging our thinking. If you have someone in your life challenging your thinking, you'll be in the top 5% earners. I truly believe that in the world. Yeah. So
absolutely, dude. Think big and make big moves. That's the keys to success.
Totally.
All right. Well, everyone watching, I hope you got something out of it. It was fun. I asked a lot of great questions. I think I want to start a better insurance gig, so I gotta talk maybe off air about that. But I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, like, share, and subscribe. If you want more information about the Reside platform, we'll go ahead and drop the link in the comments. And then we'll see you on the next episode of the Reside Platform podcast. Peace.